Yes, look who is back. Miriam and Amy joining me once again for this mom panel. I love doing these. We love getting kind of your thoughts on motherhood. I love getting these ladies. We're always chatting in the dressing room.
I know.
Trading war stories
over some of these things.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it, and I mean that. I want to hear from you at home as well. Let us know on Facebook what you think about these different things. First up, let's talk about this. This was in the news lately. You guys were probably reporting on this not too long ago, about a week or two ago. This mom right here in Florida lets her 7-year-old walk to the park alone, and someone kind of stops and says, hey, where's your mom? The police get called. This mom is now facing charges and could, I believe, up to 5 years prison time or jail time because she's facing now child neglect charges. So the question is, how young is too young?
Yeah.
Here she let her, I believe it was just a half a mile away from her house.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, it's a path that he actually rides his bike by himself to school every day.
So he's very familiar with this.
Familiar with it. I can definitely see both sides of this one.
Yeah.
You know, especially when we were younger, I grew up running around town. You know, I grew up, you know, on a large yard, and we would go down to our friend's house. Times have changed, though.
Yeah.
You know, you see the things that are happening in the news. So part of me is like, oh, 7. I don't know if when my son is 7, I would want him going by himself. But it sounds like she took precautionary, you know.
I think he did have a cell phone as well, and it was maybe kind of around him. I know Miriam's seeing it.
Well, I just feel like bad. I mean, the mom must be like, you know, her life, her future.
Yeah,
you know, this is her, she now has a record, and you know, this kind of stuff for. I think she was trying to take the precautions. I don't know, but you know, 7. Yeah, 7. It's that tough age, you know, when kids. You know, you trust them maybe. Depends on your relationship with them. And
well, I think it all
goes
goes back to you know how old is your child. You know, each child is going to be individualized anyways, and when they're ready to do something like that. But certainly putting this mom in jail for 5 years, how is that?
How's that help him?
You know, child later on
and
in life.
You know, and of course you don't want to compare or take it out of context, but of other crimes and other issues that are going on in the world. You know, is this mom really the one that? You know,
I'd imagine she's not going to get jail time. I'm sure it's probably just the shakeup. You know, maybe that's what authorities were trying to do, but it is interesting. When was the first time y'all were left alone? Do you remember when you were a kid?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I mean, well, I have an older brother and an older sister, so we were always together. I was never really alone, you know.
Me neither.
My mom watched me like a hawk.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't wait to be alone. I always
I still got in trouble. So kids do need to be watched, especially this day and age.
But it was much younger, you know, than it is nowadays. So I don't know.
All right, now let's talk about this baby doll.
Oh no.
That's causing a lot of controversy. Once again, this is not the first time this doll has come up. Apparently this doll has been around, something similar, since the 70s, but it's a baby boy doll that has all his parts, if you get my drift. And parents are kind of shocked by it. And I guess the issue is when you go and buy this doll, there is, I guess, some kind of small warning on it, but not enough, because when parents are getting the doll home, they all of a sudden see. I know Miriam and Amy are trying to look to see if they can see something.
Because that's part of the issue here. You know, that parents were taken so off guard; they were so surprised to see.
I just don't see what the big deal is. I mean, I don't know if it's a cultural thing, like an American cultural thing. You know, I grew up in a European household. My family's European. I just don't, like, the little boys have the same body parts. I see if you buy it, and like you said, it's a shock. But I don't know. I'd have to see it to see if it's offensive.
Yeah,
is it like
we
Barbie?
were going to show the picture.
You know, like, you know how Barbie's.
Yeah, we've been showing Barbie with a chest for as long as we've ever known. You know, this is similar
but
to
this
that.
is a little bit more detailed than that. It's a little bit more
I haven't seen. I mean, I did not Google the picture. I'll put it that way. Okay.
I mean, I guess you would be shocked if your little one's like, "Mommy, what is that?" You know.
So overall, Amy, you're fine with it. It doesn't bother you. Would you let Jude play with the doll?
Yeah,
it wouldn't bother you.
I mean, it's real life. If you're, you know, changing your
Miriam,
baby.
you have a girl, so what say you?
I guess it doesn't bother me that much either. I mean, I think do you remember they had that breastfeeding doll not that long ago? That was another issue. It's
the little girls can
didn't bother anybody in Europe, but it bothered everybody here, and they're very.
Well, and that leads
another issue.
That leads us into our last topic here. We're going to chat about this morning, because have you seen Olivia Wilde? She is in the.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah, she is. And here this is inside a magazine, Glamour magazine. It's not the cover, but it's a photo that's going to be inside the magazine and getting a lot of attention. Celebrities coming, you know, to her support as well.
I love it.
So as moms with youngins, we've all been there, done that.
Yeah.
What do you think? So totally supportive and
I just think, you know what, I don't think you should judge anyone whether they decide to bottle feed or breastfeed. That is their own experience with their child. But I think if you want to breastfeed your child and you're proud of it, it's a natural thing, and I don't see why we should hide it.
This is Gwen Stefani posting a picture not too long ago. But what makes this kind of funny to me, I think, is because it's not a comfortable thing. I don't know.
No.
I was never all. I needed a chair. I like pillows. They make it look so glamorous,
Floppy,
though.
baby.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, you know, it is no one's place to judge about the issue of it. Whether the picture is going too far, that in Glamour magazine doesn't bother me. It's a woman's magazine.
Right, right.
There's nothing being shown that's, you know, even medical looking. I think it's a beautiful photo.
There's Kourtney Kardashian. And I will say, when I was breastfeeding, though, I was not very comfortable I mean, I still had issues in public.
Yeah.
I still, like, if I could, I would, you know,
Best
go.
invention, though, is that hooter hider.
Hooter hider. I didn't know
Like
it was called
it
that.
looks like an apron. You put it around your neck and
I
it just
had
covers
one.
everything.
Oh, I had 2 of those. I had no idea they were named that.
Well, I don't know if they're really called that.
No, that is. That's,
No,
that's
it should
what I call
be.
it. That's what I saw too. Yeah. So you know what's great though is that we are in a world now where women are, you know, we're making these products and making things to make it easier for us and make it something that we can talk about.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how generations have changed. I don't know about you guys. My mother and stuff said she was never encouraged to do this kind of
I
stuff.
know.
at all.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
Absolutely.
Now it is encouraged and it's time, you know, to make
And I
women
think with
comfortable.
celebrities like that, yeah.
I mean, whether you're in life in public is one thing, but just the picture of it and stuff, I think it's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, and you didn't see anything that was too graphic. I mean, the bikini photos of Kim Kardashian and her selfies are much more graphic than
we
that.
see much more in other advertisements.
true.
You know?
All right. Well, again, go on Facebook. Let us know. We'll post some of these stories on our Facebook page. Ladies, such a pleasure.
so
I
much
really
fun.
appreciate it. And again, Amy, welcome
Aw,
back.
thank
We
you.
really enjoy having
I'm so
you
happy
here.
to be here. I couldn't
Yes.
ask for
All right,
anyone
we're gonna do
better.
another
I love
Moms
this
panel
fun.
We
soon.
have fun.
Okay?
Yes.
All right.
You let us know.
Okay.
We'll meet you in the
sounds
dressing
good.
room after this
I know, right? We do that every day. Well, up next, looking for a new career. After the break, we give you a graphic look at Hodge's digital design program. Stay with us.